Well, today I'm gonna be talking about buses and how they fucking suck and stuff. Yeah. I've been riding buses as long as I can remember, to be honest, since I was a little kid. And they are, well, when I was a kid it wasn't that bad actually. And when I got older, of course, buses suck when you can't drive. So learn how to drive, because you can avoid this all for the most part. There's gonna be parts that you're gonna maybe have to do it, but maybe, I don't know you, but for the most part, buses are fucking confusing and stuff that like fucking don't even make any sense. I guess one of the earliest memories of actually going to a bus was with me and my older brother, because we had to go to the school and it was kind of far away, of course, blah 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 blah. And I remember my older brother was like, I'm gonna take the bus by himself, and I was a very clingy person or kid, and I was like, oh man, I want to be with my brother. And then that's what happened. Me and my older brother was not so fond about it, but he didn't care for the most part. But we end up going to the bus stop, the magical bus stop, and it was interesting. The bus stop was actually at a playground. It was this playground for the neighborhood. It was this like cool, we had a fucking neighborhood and it was a random playground, and the bus stop was by the sidewalk. So yeah, and there was a lot of people. And I don't want to name their names, but there was like a lot. And I remember there was my brother was friends with a lot of them, and there was like, I don't know, there was one chick, I would just name her, I don't know. And then there was the other one. Yeah, thanks. I've got some names, and everyone didn't like her though. But we all had a time, and my brother would play Naruto or pretend, use imagination shit, because kids and shit, and I used to just watch. I was a very quiet kid, to be honest. I was very like secluded. I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. But the coolest part, I remember, one of the memories, there was like one memory I remember bragging because I had a PSP. And remember, those were cool. I was like, yeah, I have my own PSP, and I'm playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, something like that. And I remember just being like, yeah. He was way better at the game. He was a lot older, of course, but I was very young. I beat that level like without trying, and I was like, oh man. But anyway, that's besides the point. And there was another memory where it was very foggy, and we saw this dog. It was not a dog. We actually didn't know it was a dog. It was like we saw this like little figure thing, and it was crawling towards us, and we all got super duper scared. Like, what is that thing? It's gonna kill us all! And it was just a dog, and a random stray dog. There's a lot of stray dogs there. It was fucking kind of a ghetto-ass neighborhood, to be honest with you. But it was our neighborhood, or at least it was fucking whatever, my neighborhood and shit. Yeah, those were the stories. And there was another time, I remember I was at school as a kid, and I remember I got in the bus really fast, and I beat my friend. I was like, haha, sucker, I freaking beat you. And I remember the bus driver, she was mean, and she's like, don't say bad words. I was so fucking confused. I was like, what? Sucker's not a bad word, but I didn't say that. I just said, I mean sucker as a lollipop. And she was like, oh. And that was it. I remember being really mad, but the more I think about it, I think I said, what I just said earlier. I said the F word, not sucker. And she misinterpreted that. Anyway, yeah. Eventually, I stopped riding the buses because we were so close to the school, and I just walked to school a bunch, and it was a lot better actually. Because walking to school, because my school wasn't even far from my house anyway, so I just walked to school, and it was a lot comforting because all I just do is just listen to music and just fucking, walk to school. Nothing more than that. So it was a lot easier than waiting at a bus to come in the freezing cold at like 5 in the morning, which sucks. But yeah. But after a long time going to the RTD, when you go to college, it is so fucking confusing. Like, the thing is, what really guided me from all the fucking craziness was fucking Google Maps. Shout out to them. Cause like, they have a bus thing, like real-time bus stuff, and it was the only way I can get home. Cause if I didn't have that, and if it was back in like in the 90s, I'd probably be lost in downtown for like forever. I would probably be like in some fucking cafe, don't even know what I was doing. It would be I don't even want to think about without that app. So shout out to them. But like, it was so confusing because I went to wrong buses over wrong buses, and man, that was super duper frustrating. Because there was a bus that actually picked me up right directly from the college, and I went to the wrong one. It was the same number. I don't remember what number it was, but like, it was like, let's just say I had to go to the 50X bus, and I went to the same 50X bus, but apparently that bus was a different like thing. It was a different like address. Like, it didn't go to like Parker Street, it went to like Barker Street, and I went to Barker Street, and that was like the totally opposite of where I wanted to go, and I had to take another bus after that. I didn't even have to go to Parker Street. Parker Street was fucking halfway to home, and then I had to take another bus, had to go to and that was real. It's confusing. All I'm saying is, buses for me weren't the best. I actually did get stranded, and I freaking remember being really frustrated with buses, because I kept like having really bad luck, and it's like kind of recent, I would say. I just had really bad luck with buses, and just in general, I guess, because I don't know, life fucking hated me and wanted revenge towards me, but I was just very unlucky. And every time I took a bus, it was apparently the wrong bus, or I did something wrong, because I paid wrong, and my fucking car didn't even work one point. The bus driver let me in. It was super duper confusing and stuff.